Hey guys, Josh, CFPB, CrossFit St. Landry, CrossFit Burbridge. Hadn't done a video in a little while, been pretty busy and tired, but I have a list of things that I really want to get out there to help you out. And the thing, I was kind of torn between a couple things today, but pretty much decided on this one because it's something that's pretty common. So, you know, our shoulders in CrossFit, we use them a lot. We use them a lot more than people typically use them, or really, than anybody really pretty much uses their shoulders. Between pull-ups, push-ups, barbell work, all that stuff, we're always using our shoulders. And we know that there is a propensity for some injuries in the shoulder due to a lot of things really. Part of it is age. You know, if you're 40 years old or older, your hydration levels, the pliability of those soft tissues is not what it used to be. So if you're coming in and you're older, you need to really take your time in developing these positions and this flexibility before you start wailing away on the pull-up bar, all right? Also, you need to be concentrating on hydrating and avoiding things that strip your body of hydration, which is basically a lot of caffeine, some high glycemic carbohydrate, man, or anything that causes inflammation. So yeah, you're full of water, but it's pulled from the places it needs to be, all right? Now you got some dry ass tendons and ligaments, and then you go swing around on a bar. Another thing is insufficient warming up. So this helps to bring blood to the surface, to the tissues, warm them up, get them as pliable as they can be before we start doing things, all right? So I'm gonna just give you a little bit of information on how the shoulder gets injured, all right? 3 of the main types of shoulder injuries, okay, are causes of shoulder injuries. One of them is from falling, all right? So if you fall down and you place your hand on the ground, that elbow stays locked, and that shoulder drives up into your ear or something like that, you could injure your shoulder, all right? Falling back, falling forward, and that jab. I actually fell off one of the bikes a couple months ago, and I fell on my elbow, but when I hit the ground, it sent my shoulder so hard up, it separated my clavicle right here, all right? So that's some of the things that can injure your shoulder. The other thing is what's called a traction injury, all right? Traction is like distraction. When we use the bands to pull the joint open, that's traction, or when you're in the hospital and you're in those things that are pulling you apart, all right? That's what traction is. And so a traction injury in the shoulder can be a result of coming out of a movement, a pull-up or something, and just hitting the bottom without having the strength and the ability to maintain a stable organization in the shoulder, all right? So if I have this strength to tighten up and organize the shoulder, when I come down from my pull-up, I'm staying engaged in the shoulder. I'm not talking about bending the arm or pulling with the bicep. I'm just talking about keeping the shoulder in place. You're just grabbing, all right? You're not starting your pull-up, you're just bringing it in. So if you fail to do that, or what often happens when you're first getting started, you don't take the time to develop that strength to catch yourself coming down from the pull-up, you could have a traction injury in the shoulder, from the shoulder ripping, all right? So another thing that causes that, really you can think about like, if you have a big dog and you're walking, the dog saw something it wanted and just takes off running, and that jerking from the leash or something like that can happen. It's also why you shouldn't be picking your kids up by the arms, all right? They are, for the most part, I know, are made out of rubber, but there are still things in there that can break. So you should not be ripping up on your kids' arms, all right? So that's 2 of them. And the last one is actually really common. And this is probably, no, I don't want to say it's the most important one, but it is an important one. It's called a slap tear, okay? Slap tear is a tear in the labrum that comes often from excessive external rotation. Now, I know, it's like, hey, so what's the deal? You're always telling me to externally rotate. You are supposed to externally rotate. Again, you are supposed to come down from the pull-up bar, but you're supposed to do it a certain way and under control and with everything tight and engaged. So, what can happen on a slap tear, this is my external rotation. Now, one of the places where it's seen a whole lot is in baseball players. So if you think about a baseball player driving through the elbow If you ever seen a stock picture of a pitcher, it's like gruesome. So that elbow is so out to the side, and when this bone right here twists backwards, that is external rotation, or when it twists outward. So when they pitch, they're in such an extended or hyperextended external rotation. If they get tired, or those tendons and ligaments get dried out, and they go to pitch enough times, there's just a potential for that little tear to occur. And most often it happens in the back. You're gonna feel it right back here. All right. I've had some little strains in there, and what mine was from was actually putting heavy weight up over my head, and then instead of dropping it down, bringing my elbows forward and receiving the weight in my shoulders like I should be doing, I would get nervous and hold on to it too long, and that would result in my elbows actually like pressing up as the bar was coming down, because I was trying to control the weight rather than just safely receive the weight how I should, okay? I had a little bit of irritation in the back. I started feel it on handstand push-ups sometimes. If we don't have our shoulders in and we're out here on handstand push-ups, we get into those tricky situations. The other thing, and this is where you're more likely to get it, is whenever you do an excessive kip into your kipping pull-up and you're throwing your body up at the bar, okay? You know, there's a little bit of like virtuosity to this stuff. I know when we're in a workout, we're trying to increase power output, we're trying to get shit done, and like, that's super important. We need to get it done. But there's also an element of like, with what quality are you getting it done? All right, I'm a quality dude. So I'm not saying don't do it wrong ever. I'm saying maybe the 20th one on a set of 20 might be a little off, but 19 should be pretty solid, all right? What I'm talking about is when you're doing your kipping pull-ups, they should be smooth and controlled. You shouldn't look like you got hit with a taser, all right? Like throwing your shit up at the bar. You're gonna mess yourself up, all right? So just coming and throwing your whole body and wailing into the bar. Look, you're missing some shoulder strength. You're probably missing a ton of lat strength. You're probably missing a ton of core strength. You're probably missing some timing, some coordination, all that stuff. Maybe even grip strength. Flailing away to get up to the pull-up bar. Like, you need to stop. You will pay for it, all right? That's not gonna help you. That's not gonna make you better. Take some time on ring rows. Take some time, like you guys set up right here. Take some time in your pull-up workouts and do barbell rows. Get that shoulder strong. Push that bar down and bring it to your belly and build some of this strength up before you start flailing away on the pull-up bar, all right? So, just want to throw that out there for you guys. Think about those three things. Think about, are there some things that I'm doing that way that I need to clean up, that I need to fix before something happens? We all are working on something. So hopefully you can put that in your toolbox and keep you guys safe and CrossFitting forever.